Welcome to the music news for the streets. I'm your anchorman, hit the keys. And in today's newscast, we have all kinds of exciting stories from 6 freebies. We've got an update on the Drake and UMG drama. We've got a brand new plugin from Excite Audio. But our top story today comes from Fractured Sounds. It looks like they just dropped a brand new piano plugin. It's kind of fire, called Textorial Piano. Let's go ahead and check this thing out. So when you open this up in your DAW, this is the first of all the free Blueprint stuff where they've given us actually multiple presets in here, which is pretty fire. And this thing's pretty dope because it's got a bunch of textures that it plays. As you see here, you got different layers that you can add. So you've got a bunch of different stuff that you can add to this thing. And come over here and change this one too to something else. So that's pretty solid right there as well. And then you'll notice right here you have, you know what I'm saying? This thing takes back different layers for you. So that's pretty cool. We'll push this back forward. You'll see you can also mess with the octaves of this. So you can make it go down an octave. You can make it go up an octave. So that's pretty fire. Let's check out a few of these presets in this thing real quick. So not bad at all. We'll check out one more preset. Turn back time. If I could turn back time. Sorry. So you'll notice you get, control over different kind of delays here. So, you're going to get modern tape. You can add saturation. So then you have reverb right here, and you've got a few different reverb types. You got your low pass, your high pass filter, and then you got attack and release right here as well. So, for free, that's not a bad little piano that you can use. Get some good textures out of it. I recommend it. Again, you guys already know what it is. I'll leave everything linked below in the description. And the second story I have for you guys today is another freebie. This one comes from SoftTube. Looks like they're handing out Wasted Space for free, but you have to join their newsletter. So let's take a look at this real quick. So it says right here, join our newsletter and get 2 free plugins, one now, one later. Get the details. So Wasted Space right here is what they're giving away for free. And they say if you stay with the newsletter for 6 months, then you'll get this phaser plugin too as well. All you have to do is come down here and sign up. I know a lot of people say, oh, well, if I have to give somebody my email address, it's not free. That's not how free works, dog. If no money is exchanged, then it's free. That's like saying, oh, well, I had to spend the time to go to the website to download it. Well, it didn't cost you no money. It's free. So let's go ahead and take a look here at this plugin. You'll see here, I have it pulled up right here. Once I did sign up for the newsletter, it took about 10 minutes for me to get the plugin. But this is what the piano sounds like without Wasted Space on there. So this is what they call a lo-fi delay. So it does add some artifacts. I could add some bit crushing in here when you downsample the AD over here. And then you can mess with these controls. I'll go through a few of the presets too as well. So as you see there, you can get some pretty cool tones with this. Let's just go ahead and check out some of the presets here because they do have a few different presets. I only have this on the guitar today. I should have probably put it on drums, but you know, it is what it is. But I would imagine that this would be good on everything. So I would imagine that you could use this on vocals, drums. I mean, they have presets for them all. The drums that I'm using in this demonstration today, they weren't going to probably sound good on them because they're just some basic trap drums. But yeah, not bad plugin, not a bad plugin. All right, guys, and our next story has to do with Drake and UMG. I know many of you guys know that Drake is suing UMG for Not Like Us and basically saying that they promoted the song more than they should have. And so we'll get into that a little bit more, but it looks like some things have come up and a judge is allowing Drake and his team to actually see Kendrick Lamar's contract and a whole bunch of paperwork between UMG and Kendrick Lamar. So let's go ahead and take a look here at this story. So judge okays discovery in the rapper Drake's lawsuit over Not Like Us diss track. Lawyers for rapper Drake secured a partial victory in court Wednesday when a judge allowed his defamation lawsuit against his record label Universal Music Group to proceed with discovery. The suit stems from the song Not Like Us, a chart-topping hit by Kendrick Lamar, who was also under contract with UMG. That Drake claims was defamatory or characterizing him as a predator who has preyed on young girls. The song, which has remained in the Billboard Top 10 since it was released last year, came out in the course of a rap battle between the two men, which ended lobbed eye-popping allegations against each other. In one of his own songs, Drake encouraged Kendrick Lamar to drop a diss track and talk about him liking young girls in what seemed an attempt to head off a potential line of attack since Drake was filmed kissing a 17-year-old girl, talking about her at the 2010 concert. After taking the feud from the recording studio to the courtroom, Drake has been widely criticized by some rap fans, some for his alleged softness and others for alleging in the suit that it was anti-Semitic for Lamar to call Drake, who is Jewish and black, a colonizer. Drake has also accused UMG and Spotify of inflating the streaming numbers for Not Like Us, a claim both companies had denied. The judge ruling Wednesday opens the door for Drake and his lawyers to begin the process of discovery that they have sought for months, specifically disposing UMG's executives and accessing documents, including potentially Lamar's contract, which Drake has mocked in the song. And this is what they say as Variety reports. In a pretrial conference earlier today in New York, Judge Jeanette Vargas ruled in favor of Drake's legal team, stating that they can begin deposing executives and requesting documents. Last month, UMG asked the judge to stay all discovery in the case, which included demands for contracts between Kendrick Lamar and UMG, as well as compensation and incentives like salaries and bonuses for Interscope, John Janik, and other executives. A source close to the case noted to Variety that while the focus on today's hearing was Drake's discovery, Universal will also be seeking its own discovery regarding the claims made in the initial suit. So I guess what are my thoughts on this? I feel like a lot of the people out there who are calling Drake soft for this don't really understand what he's trying to sue for. So I know many of us know, I mean, we all know Kendrick won the battle, right? So I'll give you my perspective. My favorite song in that whole battle is Family Matters. I've probably clicked on Family Matters 100 times to listen to. And I've probably only clicked on Not Like Us 25, 30 times, to listen through. But none of the music like Spotify or YouTube, they never suggest Family Matters, even though it's the song that I have regularly picked. And Not Like Us was my song of the year in Spotify, and I probably only clicked it 12 times, but it always took me to that song next, or took me to that song next. So I could be listening to Soul Food by Goody Mob, and then the next song is Kendrick Lamar. They have nothing to do with each other. Or I could be listening to Luther Vandross's greatest hits. And as soon as it's done playing Luther Vandross's greatest hits, Not Like Us comes on. So part of why Drake is suing them is because a lot of people don't really realize that Drake's about to go through record negotiations. And I believe his last contract was $400 million. So what he's basically trying to say is that UMG is pushing down his worth. Because if Drake's not hot when the record contract has to sign again, then he might only get 200 million versus at 400 or 600 million dollars that he's looking for. So that's kind of why he's suing UMG. What I don't think people are very educated on is that Drake's not the first rapper to sue a record label. So, let's go ahead and look at some other artists that have sued record labels before, because nobody's going to call Chuck D soft. You know what I'm saying? Chuck D sued Universal Records. Nobody's going to call Chuck D soft. Lil Wayne sued Cash Money Records. You know what I'm saying? Lil Uzi Vert sued Generation Now. Snoop Dogg sued Death Row Records. Cameron sued Epic Records. The Clips sued Jive. Do you know what I'm saying? Lupe Fiasco sued Atlantic Records. Joe Budden sued Def Jam. Azalea Banks sued Universal. Wiz Khalifa sued Rostrum Records. Mace sued Bad Boy. Twista sued Creators Way Associated Labels. The Lock sued Bad Boys. Dr. Dre sued Ruthless Records. And De La Soul sued Tommy Boy Records, right? So of all those artists that I just named, not anybody in the hip-hop community is ever going to say that they're soft for suing their record label. So, I mean, maybe if Drake was suing Kendrick, it's a little bit different. But when I'm suing the record label so that I can set up my future negotiations, it's not no girls type stuff. We just don't understand that stuff because we're not in that landscape of music or people who are making hundreds of millions of dollars and stuff like that. So again, Kendrick won the battle, but I think that y'all need to look into more musicians because Prince sued Sony. You know what I'm saying? I think Michael Jackson sued Sony. So it's like all of these huge artists have sued their record label at some point in time, but nobody cares about that, just Drake, because it's Drake. And the next story that I have for you guys today is another freebie. This one is a light version. It's called Tapas Play. So when you open up Tapas Play, it's going to look like this. This is basically a tone shaper. So you have different speakers that you can run through, different kind of cabinets, instruments, monitors, phone stuff. You've got different amps that you can go through over here, whether it's guitar amps, studio gear, pedals, tape players, so on and so forth. It emulates a bunch of different equipment, and then you can mix it in. You don't get control of all this stuff because that's for the full version. So you know what I'm saying? You don't get any of that access to this because it's for the full version. So I made a little demo beat just so I can kind of let you hear what this is doing to the beat and kind of what I used it for. So I'm just going to play this and then I'll let you guys hear what it sounds like on the 808, the drums, all that other stuff. So this isn't all the way mixed down, but let's go. All right, guys, so that's a little sample beat that I cooked up for you guys today. Let's go ahead, hop back into this thing and check out Tapas Play a little bit more. So as you see here, I kind of have Tapas on this 808. This 808 sounds like this. All right, so once we threw toppers on here though, we got that 808 to sound like this. So that sounds pretty fire to me. You do have some little presets over here that you can go through. So we'll just listen to a few of these real quick. And so you'll see here, you got all kinds of different amps and stuff that you could run through too. We can run through some different kind of amps if we wanted to. So as you see there, you can get all kinds of different tones with this. This thing is good for pianos, guitars, it's good for drums. Really, you can use this one whatever you want to kind of shape your sound. So let's listen to some speakers down here. You can also put this plugin right here on some drums. So I have my little drum pattern right here. It's a basic pattern. But if I put toppers on here, I can get it to sound like this. But there are some different presets over here for your drums and stuff like that. So let's check out some of these. This one really pulls everything to the forefront. And then you have options to go through some of your speaker stuff over here. So you can go through some of these oddities and you have all kinds of stuff you can go through. So obviously this is going to be like different kind of filters. And then you have obviously different kind of amps and stuff that you can go through too. You have different kind of tapes that you can go through. So this is just a solid one. I do recommend grabbing this one because I feel like you can do a whole bunch really easily and really quick to tone, shape your tones and whatever it is that you want to put this on. It looks like Excite Audio has just added a new instrument to their Bloom series called Drum Percussion. Let's go ahead and check this thing out. So when you open up Bloom Drum Percussion, it's going to look similar to all the other Bloom plugins. Again, I'm not going to go too high in depth on this because I've talked about their plugins a lot. So I'm not going to go through, everything underneath the hood, setting up all this stuff. Just go watch one of my other videos. But it is cool because you can chop things up. You can drop your own samples in here. You can change you can add a sequencer. You can change the modulation on each individual sound down here, so on and so forth. So let's go back to this page. This thing's kind of dope because this is the sound that I use. I use this in the beat. So that's kind of what you guys hear in this beat underneath everything else as it's just going. I thought that made the beat sound so much doper. I'm not even just saying that to cap, you know what I'm saying? I thought that set the beat off. So it's pretty dope. You got all kinds of different stuff you can mess with in here. So you have individual sounds. And so if you come up into here, actually we'll push play and we'll go through these effects real quick because you do get effects with them too. So you get lo-fi, you get a slap delay, you get a multi-delay, and you get drive. All right, so then we can come in here and we've got all kinds of different stuff here. So we've got mixed loops. You've also has a bunch of different presets, but let's check out some of these mixed loops. Keep in mind the BPM I currently have this beat on is 140. Got some single loops. You got shakers and scrapers. Miscellaneous and tuned percussion. You know, just all kinds of stuff. You got a bunch of presets in here too that you can mess with. So you've got like high energy. You know, so all kinds of different presets that you can go through. You got full ensembles, you know what I'm saying? So Arabian Nights, we'll hit that one. Boom. Now we have so this thing's got all kinds of different, you know what I'm saying, percussion loops, percussion sounds, all kind of stuff that you can mess with. You can drop your own loops in there, and then you can freak your loops with all their effects and everything that they have going. Again, this is, I think, $39 for the intro price, but I'll leave it linked below in the description. The fourth freebie that I have for you guys today, this one is called JST Spice, and I believe it's only free for a limited time. So with this one right here, this is just basically a saturation plugin. What they say down here, you can see all the stuff, so you can adjust your sound from dark to bright. But they say that the saturation is based off frequencies. So I'm just gonna push play, and then I'm going to turn it on, and you're gonna hear the difference. So you can see how I have it currently set up. It's adding a little bit to the low end, but it has a filter down here. It's got between dark and bright, and then how much you want to add into all this stuff down here. So let's just mess with a few of these knobs real quick. I mean, so as you see here, you can mess with your sound. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I haven't really messed with this that much. I just turned it on there, found a preset real quick, and then I rocked with it. But again, you can hear the difference though that it's adding to your sound. It's either gonna, you know, you're gonna filter something, or you're gonna add some distortion with this, or some saturation with this. So just another one I'd recommend checking out if you're just looking for a tool real quick to mess around with and have a good time. All right, guys, I got 2 more freebies left for you guys today. The next one that I have for you guys, which is the 5th one today, this one is for Pro Tool users only. It's by Lancaster Audio and it's called Pulse 2. They say this is the only free IR loader for Pro Tools. So impulse response loader for Pro Tools. It looks pretty fire. But what they say here is Lancaster Audio teamed up with Aurora DSP to create Pulse 2 for Mac and PC. It works in all major DAWs. This is the only freeware impulse response loader for Pro Tools. Maybe I should have read this sentence. I might have downloaded it, but I thought it was only for Pro Tools. So it's for everybody. I lied. Lies. As for compatibility, you can load Lancaster Audio's IR and third-party impulse responses. So if you already have a collection of impulse responses, they should work for Pulse 2. Pulse 2 offers 4 IR slots, each with a dedicated filter and offset controls. Beyond the ability to search and load impulse responses quickly, Pulse 2 features a unique IR blending tool. This is where Pulse 2 will become very interesting for real tone freaks. If you're one of the guitarists who gets offended by tonal variation, we don't need to read all that. You can drag the cursor between all 4 IR slots to create the perfect blend, and it's super easy and very impactful. So in addition to the dedicated filter controls per slot, you get an expandable EQ section allowing you to craft your tone precision. Expandable EQ features low shelf, low mid, and high shelf, each with Q and frequency controls. Lancaster Audio has included 4 impulse responses from its producer packs to get you started. So there you go. If that's something that you're interested in, go ahead and grab it, especially if you're a Pro Tool users, because now you got you a good freebie. And the last freebie that I have for you guys today comes from To Be Played Music. This one is only free for a limited time, and it's called Q Effects Smush. So in order to get this, you have to type in the password 2B Spring in order to get this for free. I didn't download this either because I did a lot with distortion and saturation today. I figured I didn't want to do 3 different sections on distortion and saturation, but they call this a fallback distortion, overdrive, and for harmonics. So if this is something that you're interested in, they say it works well with drummers, vocalists, synth enthusiasts, you know what I'm saying? Whatever really that you're going to use it for. So go ahead and check this thing out. But that's what I got for you guys today in the newscast. Hopefully I could help you guys out with something in this video. That Blueprint piano was fire. That Tapas was fire. And I think that Wasted Space was dope too. So make sure if you guys do like this content though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. Signing off as your anchor man, Sum. Hit the keys. Until next time, peace.
Some, hit the key.